Hey, everybody. It is 2 hours UTC, and I've got to look at the camera. So, hey, you're watching Astronomy Daily Live. So this is a daily live stream every single day where just a bunch of friends from around the world get together and they've turned off the TV, forgotten about the news, and just are gathering together, just a bunch of friends sitting around for an hour or so talking astronomy. So astronomy is my passion. It has been my entire life, as long as I can possibly remember. I've been sort of almost every kind of astronomer, in that, at one time I was a newbie, and in many ways I still am. There's lots of things that I don't know. If you watch this live stream in any kind of a regular way, you will already know that I look at things and it's like, I don't have a clue what that is. And, to try to dive into that and figure it out during this kind of a live stream, that's not fun. And above everything else, what this live stream is about is just having a bunch of fun. I started this live stream mainly because I'm doing this anyway, and I've been doing this for years and years and years. So this live stream starts every single day at 2 hours UTC. I'm going to check my chat. No, I didn't, Bobby, because I still don't have my audio problem solved. So yeah, I guess I just don't sort of see a point. So, but I figured that you'd ask, so I've got an answer for you. Looks like for some reason, my video froze up. Don't know exactly why. Looks like the live stream is still going, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. Okay, it's sort of back. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it going here. So this live stream starts every single day at 2 hours UTC, and it goes for about an hour or so. And I chose 2 hours UTC because that's most convenient for me, the host. So so I'm in southeastern Arizona in the United States, where it's dark, very dark, and pretty quiet. And so that's Mountain Standard Time. It's always Mountain Standard Time. Uncle Bill and Bobby, let me know if the audio in the background is okay, if the video is okay. For some reason, my screen here is a little bit frozen, and I'm not exactly sure why. It seems to only freeze up when I don't move the mouse. If I move the mouse around, that's a little strange. Okay, all right. Well, it just had, that's a weird interaction. So Mountain Standard Time is 7 hours behind UTC. So my local time is now 7:04 p.m. So as I said, for years and years and years and years, it's sort of the end of my day, right? Usually after dinner, after I get home from work, I'm like, I just need to chill, right? So 95% of the time, I am here looking at astronomical things, reading papers, looking up things, I'm following my nose, pretty much everything that we here do on this live stream, Astronomy Daily Live. So tonight I've got a little bit of coffee left, a little bit, in this nice hefty mug, which you can now see the whole thing. Isn't that great? Yeah. So cheers to that. And I've also got the hydrogen hydroxide. Hydrogen hydroxide. There's maybe a couple moles in here, so still, only 10 to the 24th molecules or so. Maybe a couple times that. Maybe two times 10 to the 24th, right? Because a mole of this is about 18 grams, which is actually this is probably more like maybe 6 moles or so, because 18 grams is only a little more than half an ounce. So yeah, half an ounce. So maybe there's like 5 or 6 moles in here. So if you work that out, the number of molecules in a mole of anything is what's known as Avogadro's number. And Avogadro's number, I need to keep looking at this and not this. Avogadro's number is something like 6 times 10 to the 24th, if I remember right. I'm going to go over, I'm going to tweet the fact that I'm on, which I forgot to do last night. And I'm going to look up Avogadro's number. Why don't I just share my screen? That's what it's all about, is sharing. So let's share the Google window. There we go. And then we'll go over here and we'll look up Avogadro's number. Okay, so 6 to the 23. My mistake. Wow, I thought it was 6 to the 24. It's 6 to the 23. Oh man, I've been off by a factor of 10 this whole time. That's awful. Yeah, it's the number of constituent particles, usually atoms or molecules, that are contained in the amount of substance given by 1 mole. And one mole of something is the atomic weight in grams. So HOH, right, is 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. And 1 oxygen atom has an atomic weight of 16, and each hydrogen atom has an atomic weight of 1. So 16 plus 2 is 18. So the atomic weight of HOH, hydrogen hydroxide, or the atomic weight of dihydrogen monoxide, same thing actually, is 18. So 1 mole of that is 18 grams. So in 18 grams of hydrogen hydroxide, you will have 6 times 10 to the 23 molecules. So yeah, wow, I've been off by a factor of 10 this whole time. So man, I'm gonna have to go back and edit every single one of those now. Yeah, right. Cheers to Avogadro's number, which is a big number, right? Let's look at that. Let's look at that number really quick. I'm going to share my screen again. And actually, what I'm going to do, sorry, I'm going to share my entire screen. My entire screen. Can I do that? Oh, I don't know if I can. Ooh, okay. Well, let's do this. Let me start up what I was going to do, which was a Word document. I just wanted to show you this number, right? I just want to show you this number. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. You can do it. There we go. Okay, so now let me try to share this screen. It's not letting me. That's a little weird. Huh, not letting me. Okay, well, forget that, I guess. Bummer. Anyway, it's a big number, right? It's a big, big, big number. Let's see. 23. So a billion is 9, right? So 23 minus 18. 23 minus 18 is 5. So that would be 100,000 billion. So and 600,000 billion, right? So in this glass here, I would say maybe there's 6 or so moles in that. So 6 times 6 to the 23. Actually, you know, it turns out that that I was about right, right? 3.6 times 10 to the 24th. So there's a million billion billion. There's a million billion billion HOH molecules in this mug. And watch, I'm gonna try to get rid of about half of them. So instead of a million billion billion, there will be 500,000 billion left, and 500,000 billion is going to go into this. Amazing, just amazing. Cheers. The reason why I sort of bring that up from time to time is because in astronomy is one of the few sciences, I guess, where you have to sort of, you know, astronomers have to hold in their head both the very, very small and the very, very large. Sometimes sort of simultaneously, right? So what I try to do, and the reason why I bring up the number of molecules in you know, this liquid that I constantly am drinking, is because I want you to get used to big numbers, and you know, realize that it's really no big deal, sort of depending on how you look at it, right? I mean, this is a common half full, half empty glass of hydrogen hydroxide, right? Common, everyday. We're used to this, right? But there's an enormity here. There's a hugeness to this that's mind-blowing, right? It's absolutely incredible. But it's a common thing, and you know what I see astronomers do a lot with sort of newbies, or you know, the public that isn't necessarily interested, is that, you know, we'll throw out all these big numbers and all these, you know, just, you know, either really big numbers or really, really small numbers, you know, to impress whoever we're talking to, either because, you know, we want them to sort of be as excited as we are, or you know, frankly, you know, to show off, you know, how awesome we astronomers are, because we deal with such big numbers and with such small numbers. And you know what? I try really hard to sort of present the facts, and not really, you know, wow anybody with all of this. I think, you know, my approach, as I said, I'm not trying to cast a net. I'm trying to harpoon. So, you know, when I tell people, for instance, and this is a common thing that like I'll tell people when I show them the Andromeda Galaxy, right? Is that what I'll say is, right? And I'm sure you've heard this. Is that the light that you're seeing from that galaxy right now, and I say this as they're looking at it, right, has been traveling for 2 million years. And that light started out there 2 million years ago and has traveled through the universe, right, and has entered the telescope, been reflected off of the primary mirror, been focused onto secondary mirror, and then, you know, like in the case of this guy, he's reflected back through the primary mirror and into your eye. Those photons left that galaxy 2 million years ago, and that's all I'll say. You know, I won't try, you know, to press that or anything. And some people get it right away, and they're like, oh wow, yeah. And some people just don't. You know, they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Now, I mean, I could press them and say, you know, try to get them to understand and stuff. But my attitude is that, you know, if things don't sort of dawn on you upon presentation, you know, if it seems interesting, you can pursue it, right? You can ask things, but if it doesn't really, you know, snap in your head, then it's all right. You know, move on. You're there observing these objects for a different reason. You know, you just like how they look, or whatever, right? Anyway, so yeah, I just, you know, I don't try to overemphasize astronomical numbers, because I think astronomers, especially as I said, to newbies and to the public, I think we astronomers do that a bit too much. Yeah, you know, Uncle Bill, I need to look into Streamlabs OBS and see. I've got two funny problems with this machine that I'm streaming off of now. The first is that the graphics card is not being recognized by the OS, so it is using some kind of a generic graphics driver, and when I try to start up OBS, it says it doesn't recognize the graphics card, because it's I think it's labeled generic or unknown or something like that. And then again, as I said, I've got something weird with the audio. Microphone doesn't work, the headphone doesn't work. And it's sort of the same thing. It's an unrecognized device, so nothing is happening there at all. So you know, I'm glad to have, you know, the screen, but yeah. So I need to look into this a little bit more. I think I'll get to the bottom of it. It wasn't a huge priority up until now, so I didn't really bother with it all that much. But now that I'm using it a little bit more, and there's a possibility of being able to use OBS. Ooh, that's very tempting. That's very motivating, right? So cheers. All right, well, cool. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I started rearranging the office a little bit. I don't think that you see any kind of difference at all, because I wasn't letting you see the absolute disaster area that is from this level down. So, but it's much better now. I've moved all my computers from this side of the desk to that side of the desk. That was my great accomplishment today. So, yay. But cleaned up a little bit, and yeah, just it was sort of a cleanup day as far as that goes. So, all right, I think oh, you know, the one thing that I wanted to mention, two things, is that number one, Music from the Hearts of Space. The free day is every Sunday, and you get to hear the latest week's episode of that. Trying to remember what this one was called. I'll get it here in a second. Just looking at my screen. Let's see. Can I do it this way? So it's called Summer Flight. Summer Flight, and it's program number 1086. So this one has been played before. Klaus Schulze is going to be on there. Ooh, Chronotope. Very nice. Very nice. Ishk is great. Ishk is great. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a pretty good show. It is an older one. The first broadcast was the 14th of August, 2015. So that's like 3 years ago or so. But as I said, if you get a chance, catch that episode. What I do, right, and I'll even point to it. You see that monitor right there? Okay, that is my XP machine. This is a Windows XP machine, and I use it to record this week's Hearts of Space. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. It usually starts. It's I can't be sure of this, but I think they do start, since they're West Coast. They're San Francisco, so I think they start at midnight San Francisco time, and it goes the entire 24 hours. It's free. It's free. So go to hos.com, and I think you have to sign up. I think, but sign up is free, right? Nothing's really free. You got to, you know, give your email or your name or something like that. I forget exactly. But you do that, and then you have free access to this week's show for 24 hours. So what I do is on this guy, right? I'll turn on the Wi-Fi, and I'll get Audacity running and have it record on its internal mic, and so I'll play all the Hearts of Space episode through and record it at the same time. Now this is exactly the same thing that I did when I was a kid, right? Except the technology was slightly different, right? When I was a kid, it was cassette recorder and microphone, sort of held up to a speaker, right? And so I would record things off of the radio, right, through the speaker onto the cassette tape, and then I'd be able to listen to it whenever I wanted and as often as I wanted. And so I'm doing exactly the same thing with this. The technology is slightly different. The method is exactly the same, exactly the same. So yeah, so definitely check that out if you're into space music, or oftentimes they'll do oh, I forget what the term is exactly. Not ethnic music, but like regional music. They'll play Middle Eastern mixed with electronic. They'll do like bells. They'll do some Indian stuff, some Asian stuff. Sometimes mixed with electronic stuff. Sometimes not. They'll do some percussion things, but most of what they do is sort of this ambient space stuff, and I think tomorrow's show is going to be pretty good. If they've got what's his name on there, Klaus Schultz and Chronotope Project and Ishk. If they've got those, they've got a pretty good show lined up. I can say pretty assuredly. So yeah, looking forward to that. The other thing to definitely check out is today's TMRO live stream. They did an interview with Peter. What's his name? Peter Beck from Rocket Lab. Good, nice interview. Really awesome interview. If you're into space flight or anything like that, which I am, of course. I mean, I'm naturally interested in those kinds of things. Definitely check out TMRO. They usually they usually live stream, but they don't post the live stream like I do here, right? I mean, as soon as I stop the broadcast, YouTube has already got it. It does its own internal processing, which I assume is just sort of saving it onto a server, and it's available a couple minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes after I'm done, 5 minutes at the most. And the Tomorrow folks, they actually record it and edit it, because they're trying to do a little bit of a production, and they have segments and all that. So if there's any time in between segments or anything that they want to edit out, they should be able to do that. And then they have another after the show. They have an after show that's called After Dark, where it's just them sort of goofing around, but also having once in a while they'll get into a pretty interesting discussion, either amongst themselves or with the chat. So definitely check out TMRO. And as I said, today's interview with Peter Beck was pretty good. I didn't know anything about him at all, and yeah, I've got a lot of respect. He said this many times, and he likes to build things. He just likes to build stuff, and I wish I I wish that I like to build things a little bit more. I mean, I like to build things, but I'm not like, you know, wanting to do that. And maybe it's just mainly because I don't have the resources to build things that I want to build. I don't know. I don't know. And resources, you know, for me, and I think for most of us, right, is time and money. So, and my thing is time. I cherish my time, and uh, yeah, I just most things I think that I would want to build would take an enormous amount of time, and but yeah, you know, he likes those kinds of things. So I've got a lot of respect for that, especially since he's found a way you know, to do that on a pretty awesome scale. So pretty good. Yeah, it's always been one of my things that I would definitely like to be involved in a project that involves a spacecraft, and that's a pretty broad thing these days, right? From a CubeSat or a microsat up to, you know, space station, or spacecraft going to planets or stars or whatever else. Yeah, I would definitely like to be involved in something like that at some point. Whether I ever will, it's getting more and more unlikely as time goes by. But you know, it's sort of like, you know, am I ever going to I'm ever going to see the southern hemisphere sky, right? I would sure like to, right? I would sure like to. But yeah, you know, as time goes by, it's getting more and more less likely. So Bobby's actually going to be playing this week's Hearts of Space, probably on your Rabbit channel. So definitely check that out. If you want to post a link to your Rabbit here, Bobby, here and now, go for it. Go for it. So cheers to Hearts of Space. I think I'll have to think if I want to. You know, it's kind of funny, um, uh, because you know, if I listen to it tonight, Bobby, after this live stream, then I can actually sort of assess and decide if I'm going to record it tomorrow. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, you know, Uncle Bill, I'm just reading your comment about the moles, and that's one of the very cool things about being an astronomer, is that you're almost forced into being multidisciplinary, right? I mean, astronomers who do spectroscopy, right? Who do spectroscopy, they must know chemistry. Not really well, right? Not necessarily really well, but they need to know what atoms are doing on the atomic level and the subatomic level. And you know, there are astronomers that actually look at molecules, right? I think most molecules, they're emitting or absorbing light in like the microwave and the radio, some in the infrared, right? But yeah, so yeah, you need to know some chemistry to do some aspects of astronomy, right? You don't have to, right? You can get in, and that's one of the other interesting things it actually goes with most sciences, I guess, is that you know, there are many entry points, and yeah, you know, I almost dare to say whatever your skill is, you can probably dive into astronomy with that skill, more or less, more or less. It's really nice to have multiple skills and lots of knowledge, like Pamela Gay, right? I mean, she has as they say, you know, very broad and very deep, and so you know, that kind of a person um, uh, can do everything, right? And she's a perfect example of that. She's absolutely amazing. So great respect for her, because she's doing it all, and can. So but yeah, you know, those kinds of people are pretty rare. Most astronomers sort of specialize, as most people do, right? You know, they sort of get themselves into a box, and you know, that's where they reside. And as I was saying last night, right, I think that can lead, and actually Bucky Fuller, he talks about this, how specialization is not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing at all. It's much better to have a broad view of things. And actually, he Buckminster Fuller's big thing was systems, studying systems, and having you know, very broad and deep knowledge. That's going to win the day. That's going to advance our knowledge and advance our technology. So yeah, I think that is definitely the way to go. And much respect to those who have, you know, the broad and deep. I aspire to be broad and deep, and I think in some ways I probably am, and in other ways I'm like not even close. I'm either, you know, really shallow knowledge or extremely narrow knowledge. So and I think a lot of scientists are like that, you know, shallow but knows a lot, or knows a lot about one thing or two things. So, you know, either very broad or very deep. Very few astronomers and scientists in general that I've come across that are both. So, you know, they encompass a volume as opposed to an area, and pretty amazing people. And Pamela Gay is definitely one of those. I mean, I know this just through observation. Those kind of people drive me crazy, because I want to be like that, and I can't. My brain just doesn't handle it. So cheers. I'll stick to the simple things. So Peter Beck's interview today sort of helped me think a little bit about what I wanted to talk about today, and that is satellites. Satellites are one of those things that yeah. I know that it was a joke, Uncle Bill. I just springboard off of that. Yeah, and Bobby, I'll probably come in. So give me an invitation. I'll need to. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how I'm going to get in. But yeah, I guess I'll probably do it on my other Linux machine here. So one of the things that doesn't require, and in fact you shouldn't use any kind of optical aid whatsoever. You don't need binoculars. You don't need a telescope. It's all you need is you need a clear sky, right? You need a clear sky, and the darker the sky, the better. That's pretty common for astronomical things, and that is observing satellites. Observing satellites is very, very fun and very, very cool. It looks like TMRL just posted today's show. I just got a notification on that. So check them out for sure. By the way, their live stream is at 18 hours UTC every single Saturday. Starts about 18 hours or so. Yeah, they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun producing their show, and they're awesome. They're very, very awesome. Extremely smart. Know their stuff. Yeah, good show. They've been doing it for 10 years, so they've got it down pretty well. So yeah, observing satellites. The darker the sky, the better. But for the brighter satellites, like the International Space Station, even I would say like the HST and stuff, I think you can see most of those even living in the city, right? Especially like the space station, no problem. You'll be able to see that in the middle of Manhattan. No problem at all. It's really, really bright. Cheers. I've got an audience over here. Are you gonna come up? You wanna come up here? Come up here. Hey, are you gonna come up here and say hi? Come on. Here we go. You can see a little bit of her. Should I lift you up? You're not too happy about that. All right. She earlier today, she jumped up onto my desk like this, and what she'll do is if she notices that this mug is empty, she'll grab it here and actually knock it over. All right, she'll tilt it on its side. And excuse me. and so nobody wants a butt shot. I had this fall, right? I had it fall, and she came up and looked at it and proceeded to dump it all out, the whole thing. So I just, cleaned up and everything, rearranged and all that, and I was settling down, had a nice big mug, and she comes up here and just wonks it down. It is just hydrogen hydroxide, so it just makes things wet, right? It doesn't make a mess. It just makes things a little bit wet for a while. So including me, it spilled on me too. So yeah, all right. She's jumped down now, so maybe I can put this down. So yeah, she's on my as I say, she's on my shit list now. So yeah, for a little while. All right, so I thought that we would just go over to Heavens Above and take a look and just, you know, take a look around on the site, and I can just sort of show you all about that. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Uncle Bill. TMRO is best live. They're a great group of people, and they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun, and that I think what makes me the most happy, right? What gives me the most amount of joy is seeing joy elsewhere. People having fun, and they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun. They've got a great following. They deserve everything, right? Everything, for sure. You know, Uncle Bill, I don't know if we actually finished. I think we finished the August calendar. Didn't we? Didn't we? Maybe. You know, Uncle Bill, I'm gonna make a note to check that, because yeah, maybe I had to cut it off the other day. You're right about that. You're right about that. So, but I thought that we. Oh, yes. I think we did get through it all. I think we did get through it all. I was talking about all the other stuff. And I think that's when things went bonkers. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen if it lets me, and I'm going to go to the Google, the Google Chrome. I'm going to share my Google Chrome screen, and let's go over to Heavens Above. I haven't gone onto that site with this machine, so this is as if we were just a new, fresh user, and it's taking its time going over there for, you know, internet reasons. So I'm playing Beethoven's First and Beethoven's Third tonight. And yeah, yesterday's I didn't get any kind of notice, any kind of message from YouTube that there was any kind of problem. I would think that the listening algorithms would have flagged things if there was any kind of problem. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that. I think you know, you know, this is an astronomy live stream, so I don't get much into music and sound and all of that, but I'm almost nearly as passionate about music and sound as I am about astronomical things. I'm going to try to do this again. For some reason we're not getting in over there. Is it heavensabove.com or heavensabove.org? I don't know. Maybe it's org. Oh, it's not heavensabove.org. All right. That's you know, yeah, I think if you want to indulge in your naughty side, okay, go to heavensabove.org. But if you want to indulge in observing satellites, you're going to have to go to heavensabove.com. And for some reason, I love it. I love it. You know, somebody's going to be watching this later on and be like, what is this guy? What is this guy doing? I love it. For some reason, Heavens Above isn't coming up. Huh, that's a little strange. That's a little weird. Maybe I should, I mean, I don't really care. But yeah, maybe I should, I'm not quite sure why that's not coming up. That's a little strange. Pretty funny though. Pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know why, but Heavens Above is not coming up. Huh. Well, that's a little strange and annoying. Well, let's move on. Let's make a picture. Let's make a picture. I guess this can sort of be. Oh, here it is. Oh, of course, it comes up now. All right. Well, let's plow through this. All right. So up here in the upper corner, you can see that there's a login window of sorts, and you can sign up as a user on this. It's also free. I think you just have to, again, give an email or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. And then within that login account, you can specify your location, right? Your latitude, your longitude, your altitude. And then when you log in, your location will be listed here. But if you just do this, right, you can log in anonymously, and you can click on the unspecified thing here, which looks like it's going to take a couple of minutes to load. heavensaboveorg. That's great. That's really funny. Yeah, this is taking its own sweet time too, but we'll plow through it, no problem. Don't worry about stuff like that too much. If the internet's a little bit slow, it's a little bit slow. We can sit back and enjoy the music. Beethoven. Okay, so let's move over, and I'm just going to approximate my location here. Not going to go too deep, but we can go pretty deep. Southeastern Arizona is where I'm located, and just for fun, let's just do Sierra Vista. That's pretty close. So you can see down here, right? It's now showing us the latitude, longitude, and altitude of that location right there, right? And it's identifying it as Sierra Vista, Arizona, USA. Time zone, they call it GMT. That's all right, I suppose. GMT -7, right? So we got the time zone right and everything else. So you can just hit update. And when this decides to come around, forgot that I've got music in the background now. I can just and a loud fan. Sorry about that. Yeah, this site is just sort of taking its time today. Probably knew we were coming. And you don't already know about Heavens Above, definitely check it out. It's a great site for lots of astronomical things, not just satellite observing, but it's sort of my go-to place if I want to see what bright comets are up. If I want a quick sky chart, I'll go here. Yeah. So a great site for all things astronomical. Okay, so now, as you can see, it has my location, or at least the location that I selected. It's also giving the correct time, right? 1955. So now you've got many options, right? Lots of options here, including predictions for when satellites are going to be going over this location, right? So they list a few of the you know, brighter, more popular satellites. And then there's also predictions for all visible satellites. I think there are still some old iridiums up there that are doing the flares still. And then if you're into amateur radio, right? Here's all the info on that. So what I usually do is I go and see, if like the space station is going over, or the HST. We can look at any of these. Let's just look at the ISS here. And so what it'll do is it'll do a like a 10-day thing. So this is going from the 4th of August, midnight, my local time, to the 14th of August, right? And here it is. It lists the date and the time of all the passes and how bright it's going to be. So as you can see, the brightness here sort of depends on the altitude, right? Sort of, right? I mean, a really, really bright pass, the ISS is going to be actually higher in the sky, right? Here's one here on the 11th of August at 7:30 local time, where it's going to be nice and bright and nice and high in the sky. I wonder if I could live stream that. I mean, these passes are really, really short, right? They at least Heavens Above here, they sort of say that the pass starts when the altitude of the satellite is 10 degrees above the horizon or more. So that means that, the ISS at this time is 10 degrees above the horizon in my northwestern sky. And then it reaches a peak of 74 degrees above the horizon just a few minutes later, right? So, this has basically covered like half of the sky in 3 minutes, right? This is screaming. And then again, it covers about half of the sky in 3 minutes. So this is like a like a 4 or 5 minute pass. That's it. So it's moving nice and fast. That's happening on the 11th, which is a little less than a week away or so. Don't have any. What day is this? Is this the 4th still? Yeah. So local time, it's the 4th of August. Of course, universal time, it's already the 5th. So yeah, I'm not going to see the ISS until tomorrow night, really late, like 9:30. And it's a pretty low pass. So yeah, let's, if you click on this date, you can actually get a little bit more information, right? You can actually get the actual path that it takes and these little timestamps, right? So 9:32, 19 to 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So as you can see, as it gets closer to me, of course, it appears to move faster. Yeah. And then it actually blinks out. It actually goes into the shadow of the Earth right before it hits the horizon, right next to Mars. So that could be actually a pretty interesting one to see. Um, so yeah, I'm sort of inclined to see if I can maybe if I can live stream that, because that's right. Yeah, that it's going to be about a half an hour ago. Well, a little bit, yeah, less than that. So yeah, maybe I'll think about live streaming that. What I need to do, and it's actually, I think it's clear. I think it's clear out there tonight. I'm going to see if I can take my smartphone outside tonight, and I'm just going to video um, record the sky and see what I can see. Because if I can see, this is negative 3.8. So yeah, if I can see like Jupiter and Mars with the video, and definitely if I can see Venus with the video, then I will definitely be able to see the International Space Station with video. I'm just not quite sure if I can or not. I've never tried. So yeah, I need to find that out. So yeah, the other cool thing is that up here there's a little uh, um, selection thing, and one of the cool things is the ground track. So see, this is the path with you looking up, right? So looking up at the space station. The ground track is sort of the space station looking down, right? So this is what the space station sees. This is the pass, right? So it is going to be passing just to the north of me, right? Just to the north, which is why, see, from my vantage point, I can first see it up in my northwest, and I'll be able to last see it in my southeast, right? Well, actually, yeah, I'll be able to see it when it's way over here, right? So I'll first see it. I'll first see it when it's over like central California, right? And then it moves over, I guess, a piece of Nevada, maybe most of Arizona, right? Maybe into New Mexico, and then definitely into Mexico itself. I'm going to check my chat really quick. Yeah, I'm really kind of slow. Yeah. If it's slow for you, Uncle Bill, yeah, maybe they're having some network problems over there, because it seems to pop, right? I mean, it pops into place. So yeah, maybe they're having some problems with their network over there. So yeah, this is just a nice perspective. This is also the horizon. Is it the horizon? No, I'm going to take that back. So yeah, this is just the visibility from my location, right? So I'm going to see it first when it's here, and last when it's there. And as I said, it looks like it's going to blink out just as it passes Mars. So that's a little dramatic. That's a little dramatic, where it goes in the shadow of the Earth just as it passes by Mars. So yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to try to do that. I'll have to see what it looks like. Definitely, for sure. So I guess the last thing that I just want to do is show you all of the satellites that are visible from a particular location. Look at all this. Okay, so this is August 4th in the evening. Pretty amazing. And we can actually see down to 5th magnitude here. So look at all of these satellites that we can see. Now, mostly everything here are rocket bodies. These are second stages and third stages that most of the time first stages they come down pretty quick, but the second stage and the third stage usually stay up there pretty long. So what you're seeing here, all these things marked rocket, right? These are all rocket bodies. These are second stages and third stages that are just up there floating around, going in orbit. But look at them all. So you can, these are all visible from my location. In fact, my time right now, right, is 8:05 p.m. So we can go down here and we can see that right now, right now, we've got the Cosmos 1703 rocket body in my sky. I've got a Meteor 1-27 rocket body that's just getting as high as it's going to get. Looks like I've got a Cosmos 2263 rocket body, and I've got a Cosmos 1470 rocket body. So I've got 4 pieces of junk flying over me right now. We can actually look at one of these. This is sort of the closest one to my time, so we can actually see where it is right now. It's 8:06 right now, so it's right here. So I could go outside right now and look to my actually east northeast, right? Oh, I went the wrong way. This way. This one, right? So at least right now, if I look due east, I would see a moving target at magnitude 3.3. That's pretty bright, actually. I'd be able to see that pretty easily. So, but look at them all. These are all the visible ones, right? So it goes pretty well into the evening now. Some of these objects are pretty high up in the sky, so I can see them almost up through midnight now, which is pretty amazing. But these are, you know, pretty faint, most of them. You're not going to see a lot of these in the city. That's why they have this option. You can actually knock it down to like third magnitude. So these are the objects that are third magnitude and brighter. So yeah, quite a few less. But still, you know, I mean, that's a pretty busy night, right? And this happens every single day, every single evening, every single morning. Look, I've got a HST pass tonight at 9:36 local time. If I wanted to, I could go out. Oh, here's an earlier one. Oh, it just happened. I just had the HST pass over my location a few minutes ago. Let's see where it went here. Okay, yeah, it went right by Venus. Very cool. And then went into the shadow of the Earth right there. So very cool. That just happened a couple minutes ago. Very bright too. Oh man, first magnitude. Yeah, that's a bright pass. That's a pretty bright pass. Let's you know, we can go to the next. Let's go August 5th in the evening. Ooh, we got another one tomorrow night. About the same time. Times, I should say. First magnitude again, 1.1. Gets pretty high. So very, very cool. Yeah, so if I wanted to see the HST, I could run out and see it. I've seen it a few times. But yeah, I think the possibility of looking at the HST. Let's see. I'm going to go back here. Here's the other interesting dudes. Here's the Chinese space station. Pretty bright. Second magnitude. There's a North Korean satellite. Ooh, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it anytime soon. Oh, and it's really faint too. Really faint. 10th magnitude. Yeah, that's pretty faint. Let's go back here. There's a special entry for HST. OTV-5, that's the, isn't that the Air Force secret space shuttle? Yeah, you know, I need to get back on to Cow Sky. Uncle Bill, I'm going to try to remember to refamiliarize myself with Cow Sky, and let's take a look at that tomorrow, because that's a great site too. Very, very, very great site. So Heavens Above also does all these other awesome things. Let's see, solar eclipses. I don't know if I've ever looked at these. Okay, cool. So they're just showing all the solar eclipses for the next several years. Very cool. Let's see. So the next one for Earth is November 8th. And it looks like, well, if you're in Greenland or anywhere in Asia, you'll see it. So that's sort of the next one. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. After sky chart, here's a sky chart. This is just going to show my local sky at this time. So yeah, we got all four planets up. Let's see, sun, moon. Here's a solar system chart. You can see that. Oh yeah, you know what? We should go over and see if Mercury is over on Soho, because look at this alignment. Isn't that cool? We got Sun, Mercury, Earth, and Mars all in a line. Ooh, what does it mean? Let's go over to Soho. I know that we're running a little bit long here, but you know, this is astronomy, dang it. And astronomy, there's so much. There is so much. The problem I have with every single live stream is what am I going to talk about, and not because there isn't anything to talk about. It's what not am I going to talk about. Let's see the sun now. Yeah, I don't see Mercury in there. Unless is this Mercury? There's Mercury. Pretty sure that's Mercury. Let's can we do this? Let's see. Let's watch it. It's going to be moving in from the left, because it's east of the sun right now, and this way's east, this way's north. So you can see the date here, the date and the time. And you can see that some of these objects back here are slowly moving east to west, and those are stars. We're seeing the background sky. I think Soho can see down to maybe 4th magnitude, 4th or 5th. Oh, there's a little coronal mass ejection there. Off to the side, pretty cool. That happened, what, about a day ago? But I think that we're seeing Mercury. Now, I thought that Mercury was going to be way below the ecliptic, like several degrees. So I don't know. see if we actually get a bright object moving in here, or if that's just a event. Let's see, it's what? It's 3:15 UTC, so we've got another 24 hours here, a little less than 24 hours. Let's see if we see a bright object moving in from the left. Nope, that was just a cosmic ray. So yeah, no Mercury. No Mercury. It's rewound now, so it's you're actually seeing this sped up a little bit. But yeah, that last event was just a cosmic ray. So yeah, no Mercury. No Mercury. So yeah, here's Earth. As we look at the sun, Mercury is somewhere in the vicinity of the sun. Venus is now about as far away from the sun as it can get. And as you can see, we've got a sort of a 90-degree angle here, right? From here to Venus to Earth. But this angle here is, what they say, like about 46 degrees, something like that. And then as we move out, right, here's Mars. Mars just passed opposition. So it's, if we look at the sun that way, we have to look in the opposite direction to see Mars. So we've just passed Mars. Jupiter's over here, right? We sort of have to imagine that the sun is still in the middle and Earth is still sort of over here. So Jupiter's here, Saturn's here. Uranus is over there. Neptune is over there. They're still showing Pluto. All right, whatever. Nice too, you know, they're showing how far away it is from the sun, how far away it is from Earth, and how it's moving. Very cool. So yeah, pretty good site. This just lists all the sort of the visible comets. Pretty faint, pretty unexciting, unless you're into comets. We've got a meteor shower coming up here pretty soon. Here's all the asteroids, right? If you've got an 8-inch telescope, you can see Vesta and Ceres and Pallas and Juno. Yep, you just have to be up at the right time. All right, I think that it is time to exit these waters. So thanks everybody for coming in again. Appreciate it. This happens every single day, same time, same place. 2 hours UTC, Astronomy Daily Live. So I think I'm going to get out of here for now. So thanks everybody for coming in. Have a great evening, a great day tomorrow. More astronomy tomorrow. More molecules for sure. We are out. And my Beethoven stopped. Ah, that's awful. I'm going to have to get this into a loop so it doesn't stop. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Peace, cheers, and all of that. I will see you on the spin. Earth is spinning once a day, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's going around so fast. It's dizzying if you think about it. So don't think about it. Hold on to your hats, right? Just hold on, because we're going to go for a spin. We're going to spin once around in 24 hours. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But we're going to do it. So I will see you again in a little less than 23 hours from now. All right. Somebody wants out. Somebody is demanding doorman service. So I definitely have to go. definitely have to go. All right. Take care, everybody. I will see you. I will see you in a little less than 23. Bye.